video on some of the other items that I use while beekeeping. Here I have 2 sets of gloves. So the ones on the left are thicker leather gloves. I think these are from Humblebee. They have a canvas sleeve, and they're non-ventilated on the cuff. The reason that's important is because if you're in a cooler climate, these might be the right gloves for you. For me, I get very sweaty, so either set of gloves is a little bit hot. But these are, I don't remember where I got them from, but these are goatskin gloves. These are a little bit thinner gloves. These are a little bit thicker, and these are ventilated at the cuff. You notice on my hands right now I have a nitrile glove, and that's the reason being is I'm actually going to wear these gloves, but I sweat so much that when my gloves start getting wet, the sweat absorbs into it, and then the bees can actually sting my hands through these gloves. And the combination basically means I don't get stung. And the reason I wear 2 sets of gloves is mainly for sweat, but it's also so that I can take this off and use these gloves for something else, and then maybe put these back on. So if I need to touch something that I don't want to be sticky or covered with propolis, because this is actually just staining on here. You can't really wash this off. I mean, you can, but it's a lot of work for, you know, it's basically wasted effort. The other 2 tools I use a lot, the smoker. I shouldn't say a lot. I use the smoker very sparingly. This fancy little Home Depot sprayer bottle. And this is just an adjustable sprayer. And the reason I like it is it actually has measurements on the side. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but you know, you can do a 2-to-1 dilution pretty easily, or you can do a 1-to-1. Right now I'm using a 2-to-1 because why not give them a little bit extra sugar. So these are the 2 things that these are a lot of the other tools that I use. I recommend as a beginning beekeeper, you get a set of gloves and figure out what's going to work for you. Most of these gloves are going to run you about 20 bucks. A smoker is going to run you about 20 bucks. So it kind of adds up. This bottle, it's like 3 bucks, and sugar's pretty cheap. It helps a little bit with mite control. Because you force the bees to clean themselves, they can shed mites if they have any. One thing to mention about sugar water, and that's use it sparingly in the winter time. In the cooler months, use it very sparingly, because the problem with sugar water is moisture from the water. You're better off using a smoker in the winter time or nothing at all. And you have to be careful, because if you spray a bunch of sugar water in there and then the temperature drops, you might just kill your whole colony on accident without even realizing it. But I'm going to jump into the bee yard and do a little bit of hive maintenance and show you the sugar water. What to expect. Generally don't use sugar water on hot hives. And what I mean by a hot hive is a hive that is aggressive. And the reason being is it doesn't really deter them. Smoke, because once they start tagging you with the scent, the pheromone that kind of smells like bananas, then you're pretty much kind of always going to be marked until you cover it up with like a smoker. And then next time I'll talk about bee suits and some of the other things that maybe you just need to learn, and maybe do a hive tour and just kind of walk through some of the frames and the different types of frames that I use and when they're appropriate to be used. Thanks for watching.